The Tokyo Olympics have now come to a close, and Team USA came away with the big winner with a total of 113 medals, 39 of them gold. Earlier today, I spoke with sports columnist Christine Brennan, who joined me from Tokyo to discuss the highlights. Christine Brennan, so good to have you back on the NewsHour. We all watched the closing ceremonies last night, and from here, I think by most measures, this was a very unusual Olympics. You have been there the entire time. What was it like for you being there?
It was the strangest one I've covered. And as you know, William, I've covered a lot of them, everyone since LA in '84, and nothing quite like this. Obviously, no crowds, no fans, empty arenas, empty stadiums. You're looking at whether it's beach volleyball or skateboarding or swimming, just sections of arenas, entire sides of arenas, all, of course, empty. And that is jarring. No matter how many times you saw it, it really was strange. And yet these athletes out there doing what they do, the best in the world, and still performing beautifully. So, if anyone could save these games, it was the athletes. And I think in many ways they did.
With regards to the U.S. Olympic team, the U.S. really surged at the end and racked up a lot of medals, and particularly the U.S. women did phenomenally well. And you wrote a column recently where you credited a lot of that to Title IX back here in the U.S. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. That's the law, William, that Richard Nixon signed almost 50 years ago, June of 1972, basically mandating that women and girls would have the same opportunities as boys and men to play sports in high schools and colleges. And it opened the floodgates for those girls and women to be able to play like their brothers in sports the way that the boys had done for generations. And the evidence is clear. For the fourth consecutive Summer Olympic Games, women in the United States won more medals than men. And this time, close to 60% of the U.S. medals were won by women. For example, April Ross, the women's beach volleyball player, won the gold medal. She said, if there wasn't Title IX, I wouldn't be here. She said, it's just a fact that her college experience, getting a chance to get a scholarship and play in college, led to her years later winning this gold medal here in Tokyo. Katie Ledecky, the same thing, saying the opportunities that she was given because of Billie Jean King and Donna DeVerona and other pioneers fighting for Title IX those years ago, that has made her the athlete she is. If U.S. women, William, were actually a country, they would have finished fourth in the medal count ahead of almost 200 other countries, including Australia and Japan and Great Britain. That's how remarkable the U.S. women were at these Olympic Games.
It is such a tremendous legacy, and there are obviously some standout performers among those women, too, as well. Allyson Felix certainly being one of them. Tell us a little bit about her remarkable run.
35 years old, her last Olympics. She has, with her 11th medal, which she won in the women's 4x400 relays, a scintillating race of past, present, and future American women stars in running. When they won the gold, that's her 11th medal, making her the most decorated American Olympian ever in track and field. Also, as a mother, this is her first Olympics as a mom, with having had her daughter in 2018, and she had to fight for equal pay and for maternity pay and maternity leave from Nike, one of her major sponsors, and she's one of the biggest names in the Nike stable. And they did not want to pay her while she was pregnant. And she fought that battle and she won. So she's not only excelling on the track, but she is taking as a veteran in her 30s, she is now taking on issues for not only women her age, but women who are going to be coming along, professional Olympians who want to also be moms, continuing to compete because of Title IX, and they will have rights and they will be able to make money that they otherwise would not have made because of Allyson Felix.
And lastly, you recently wrote that this Tokyo Olympics, even though the face of protests and the pandemic and no audience, that it did go on, but that the future of the Olympics as a real cultural touchstone is changing, and it is not as clear that that's going to be going forward the same way. Can you explain?
Certainly, TV ratings have plummeted just in the U.S. and I'm sure around the world as well. It's just not the must-see TV that it once was when you raced home and without DVRs and videotaping. If you got home a few minutes late and it was on from 8 to 11 in the East, the Olympic Games, that got home at 8:15, those 15 minutes were gone forever. You could never get those Olympic minutes back. So you did. It was appointment viewing, and you had to be there. And now you frankly can follow the Olympics without ever turning on the broadcast. There's certainly, the Olympics are going to be here for a long, long time, but they're changing. They're basically just not as special as they once were, and that's okay. It's just the reality of our sports landscape and all the options people have for watching and viewing sports.
All right, Christine Brennan from USA Today joining us from Tokyo, Japan. Thank you for all of your great coverage of these Olympic Games. Great to see you.
You too, William. Thanks so much.